So I came into this business. I grew up in the eco-radical culture of Portland, Oregon in the 60s and 70s in a very progressive context. And it was all about that Margaret Mead statement that said, never doubt that a small group of committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. I swear that little, compass needle has driven my activities throughout my life. I got captivated with the renewable energy idea in high school in the late 70s. My undergraduate degree is in renewable energy systems. I went into an MBA, fascinated about markets, and during that period in the early 80s, the deregulation of the pipeline industry. So I got sort of aware of the utility industry and the way regulations shape markets. I jumped into the world of futures and options trading because I'd moved to Fairfield, Iowa, home of Maharishi International University, which, as many of you or some of you may know, is the home of the transcendental meditation scene. It's really a hub for the globe, very unique experiment in community living, surrounded by group meditation. Well, here I am, absolutely in the belly of the beast, profit first all the way, trading, buying, selling, while bracketed on each day, I'm in deep group meditation morning and evening, trying to reconcile what feels like the impulse of life trying to push through while I'm participating in what is a very constricted environment of trading futures and options. Fortunately, I stumbled into the SRI and the Rockies conferences back in 1998 and met Eric Leanson and Peter Camejo, who were the founders of Progressive Asset Management in 1987. We connected very closely, and they were able to mentor me into the Progressive Asset Management Network, where I started full spectrum fee-based and brokerage work in early 2000. 10 years later, I met my partner, Gina Pentracy, and we, over time, merged our two business. Gina's based in Minneapolis with her daughter, Anya. I'm in Fairfield, Iowa with Annalisa as my support. And we basically midwifed out Centered Wealth in 2017 together. So here we are. Now, out of this process, we all, in our own way, whether it's articulated or not, we have a worldview, a model, if you will. And I'll just share with you the model that drives the work at Centered Wealth. I'll go ahead and share this screen, which I call, which is the Centered Wealth tree. Now, you see at the base consciousness. I've spent 40 years sort of playing around in the world of transcendence through regular meditation, and I find it to be a gift that just keeps on giving and giving through creative impulse all down the road. This model emerged out of my own experience and the vision of what that, as Charles Eisenstein would say, that more beautiful world in our hearts we know is possible. And frankly, I've had really good fortune with mentors, Peter Camejo, Eric Leanson, and Hazel Henderson. We're all really part of my team, if you will, helping me grow into this. So you can imagine, the philosophy here is about what I call the cosmology of connection, that integral to this impact economy work that we do is a deep yearning for all of us to have a connection with all of life. And that idea sources out of the field of consciousness. We each come into the world with our own unique DNA and the culture we grow up in, which I call the gift of life. And it's born out of experience, emotions, gives rise to beliefs. Your beliefs color your thoughts. You really can't have a thought independent of your belief system. Gives rise to your ethics and values in the trunk of the tree, and then we enter into the financial planning process. The canopy of this Centered Wealth tree is the market domain of what Hazel termed the growing green economy in her 2006 book called Ethical Markets. And it highlights the areas we traverse in, which are full spectrum, from publicly traded markets using ESG screening and shareholder activism in the public domain, private impact investments. Of course, we have many activities going on in the renewable energy sector, organic agriculture, and the somewhat underdeveloped marketplace with respect to financial advisors like myself is what I think is the all-important puzzle piece, which is working to enhance community investment options for our clients. And if you look on the left sidebar there, the model or progression of this is simply that the primary investment, in my opinion, that each one of us as a human being can make is the investment in attention. Closing your eyes, having a chance at actually settling into yourself, because the benefit of that is that out of it emerges more clear communication connected to that gift of life. And through communication, we gather other shared values, individuals. I call it the bird call. The bird call brings people into our lives, and we create communities like Impact Entrepreneur through the process of shared visions, shared values. And in fact, that is our community. Nicole, you used the word tribe. Being connected both cosmologically to life and our tribe here on Earth is the seat of what we call centered wealth. And the purpose of money is simply to be in service of growing an experience of centered wealth into each of us as individuals, which spills out into our economy, such that we can transform what is dominantly a money-first, hungry caterpillar style of economic being into a more settled state of centered wealth. So that's kind of the vision of purpose for all of us at Centered Wealth, working with our client base to help them define and clarify what it is they really care about deeply, and to support them in going from the anxiousness that comes with being in the market when you're driven by a profit-first ethic to an experience of centered wealth that comes through understanding the value of a blended return approach with impact purpose behind it.